Welcome to Solent Boat Training and our Rodman 1040 Advanced Motor Cruiser. This is a vessel we use for our RYA training courses, including the Helmsman, Day Skipper and Coastal Skipper course. Before joining us on the water, the walkthrough will help you get familiar with the layout, key equipment and where everything is, so when you arrive, it already feels familiar. Stepping on board at the stern, we are greeted with two rather large lockers, the first of which contains all of the safety equipment within easy access of the paving platform. The second locker on the port side contains other equipment such as cleaning equipment, spare lines, oils and water. As we move towards the cabin, just before you step inside, you'll be greeted with a manual bilge pump, and on the starboard side is where you will find the gas locker. There is a safety isolator on top of the gas bottle, and as we move through into the cabin and into the galley area, you'll see the gas hob, which is also equipped with more gas isolators within the cutlery drawer just there. Stepping inside, you'll see all the amenities that you'll be used to on board. Cooking equipment sink, and down below we even have a little oven, as well as coffee and tea making facilities. As we look to the starboard of the vessel, right at the back here we've got all of the isolator valves. Starting from the bottom, we've got a common negative which will always go on if you're using the boat. Moving up, we've got the engine isolator, the services and engine coupling which remains off when in use, and the service batteries which more often than not needs to be on even if you're not underway, if you're on board. As we move along the starboard side, under this seat here, we find an array of spare tools, torches, jump cables, and all of the onboard spares that you may require. Looking towards the dashboard, you'll see over on the starboard side we have an FM radio equipped with Bluetooth and USB ports, as well as some spare USB charging ports for your iPads and phones. Coming across to the port side, you'll see the dash, and down here, right by your knee, is a 12-volt panel, and we've got the switches for running navigation equipment, as well as onboard supplies such as the water pump, cabin lights and radio. As we look up towards the dash, we'll see an array of equipment. Starting from the port side here, we've got a bow and stern thruster, joysticks. Moving along, we've got some switches that you might want to know about when underway, such as the windscreen wipers, horn, screen wash, as well as some bilge pumps. There's 5 switches there. The 3 with the red lights are auto, so if you see them light up underway, you're kicking out water. Coming further along, we've got the navigation lights, starting with the nav lights, and second to that on the right of it is the anchor light, and you can just about see in there a picture of an anchor. And then we've got a deck light and our anchor up and down switch for deploying the anchor west in the boat. We have a full array of RYA Marine Axiom equipment, Axiom Pro 12-inch plotter, VHF radio. The repeaters give you additional options for information such as wind speed and direction, and it does include an autopilot. for short-handedness. As we move down into the fore cabin, we're going to double back, and just under the steps here we've got our engine spares. Looking over to the port side of the vessel, we can see the heads, which does include a Jabsco electric toilet. The vessel is equipped with a holding tank, so when you're in the marina you don't have to nip up to the marina facilities at night. This is the starboard side and the bunks. And then moving forward into the master cabin. As we look into the locker to the port side, we will see this is where the life jackets are stowed. Whereas the locker on the starboard side simply houses the cushions for up on the flybridge. If you're staying on board, you do benefit from a 3-pin socket just up in the port side here for your charging, and a television for if that view out the back is not enough. As we make our way back through the boat, we're just going to have a look at the fire extinguishers. So one there in the port locker with the life jackets. One smoke detector in the forward cabin. There'll also be a smoke detector in the bunk cabin, as well as fire extinguisher. So as part of coding, we do have to have all of this equipment on board. As we move back up into the main pilot house, we've got a fire extinguisher just by the helm seat, as well as the emergency fuel shut-off valves and the manual fire extinguisher override for the engine compartment. Up at the galley, we have a gas detector and a fire extinguisher and a fire blanket in the lower drawer labelled here. Stepping back outside now, we're going to go up onto the flybridge first, where we will see we have the same array of equipment up on the bridge, and just a lovely view to helm from. Coming back down, walking up the starboard side of the vessel now, you can see the walkway is lovely and wide enough to walk down, as well as having some high handrails for comfortable moving around the vessel at sea. Up on the bow here, we're coming up to the anchor windlass, which we also have some foot controls here, which you can lift in order to deploy the anchor from the bow, so you can see what you're doing. And as well as that, just before deploying, you must remember to remove that retainer, the black bungee there, to allow the anchor to deploy. So there you have it, our Rodman and 1040 Advanced Sports Fisher RYA Training boat for motor cruising courses. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you all on board in the future.